aggressive, and the next day it will be a gentler lo-fi. And with the high quality video, one day will be sort of no or minimal editing, which is what this is, and the next day will be super edited or edited as much as needed. This is all experimenting. It's very much experimenting. So your feedback or your preferences are very welcome. And also, I uploaded my first video yesterday, and I've got like 20 something subscribers, which has absolutely blown my mind. I thought I messed the video up quite badly, and I'm not saying that in a... well, ignore that actually. But I really was buzzing today with people saying nice things and leaving likes and even subscribing, so thank you to anyone who watched it. Hopefully you enjoy this video. As I say though, it is all very experimental, so I'm conscious that like the lo-fi version of what I've uploaded today might be terrible to some people, so please let me know what you enjoy and what you don't. Anyway, let me move my cup out of the way. I've nearly done. I started that drink like when I was set up and ready to go, but everything has taken so much time. And there was a power cut, which was great, and then alarms were going off. So everything's gone swimmingly. As I say, today is day one, which is December the 1st. I haven't had an advent calendar in years. This year I've got two, one for the dog and one for me. I think the last time I had one was the last year I was in a relationship, which was a few years ago. But I got them because I thought they might work for the videos. Right, number one, where is number one? Number one, can you find number one? Ah. It's there, look. Number one. Number one. I can't tell where the door is. Can't see it properly. I don't know if you'll have heard all of those explosions, so if you did, and if it was horrible, I apologise. To turn the gain back up. The gain might have actually been too loud, because like I could hear every bloody drop of blood in my body. That's not what I was expecting. Why is it so thick? She's thick. I mean, that's not that thick. magazine. You may notice this has just appeared. It's just an unused cushion cover because I thought I needed something to absorb some of the tapping sounds. Everything is so bloody sensitive, which is obviously why you buy it. But like I said, I'm getting used to everything. So any suggestions are more than welcome. Okay, so this is Empire magazine, which is a British movie and TV magazine that's been around for quite a while. This is the 1998, May 1998 edition. I was 11 years old at the time, so I didn't buy this at the time. I got this when I was about 17, 18, because I was studying, I was going to study journalism at university, so I was magazine obsessed for some reason. Scream 2. This was an amazing movie. It was a big part of the Scream movies. Bizarrely, were a big part of my childhood, but I think that is quite a common thing for people my age. Corny Cox, Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't think she will have been Smith at this point, I'm not sure. Nev Campbell, or Neve, and then my main girl, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I am a big Buffy fan, or I was, really. I haven't watched it in years. So, I do love Sarah Michelle Gellar. Dennis Hopper, I think he passed away recently, didn't he? Rachel Weisz, looking very young. I'm sorry, I think I keep hitting a wire. I don't know how people... Right, okay, 1 second, let me just adjust this. That will hopefully be better. The Coen brothers, they make very good movies. I was just about to say they're now known as the Coen sisters, but that is very wrong. That's not the Coen brothers, that's the Wachowski sisters, I think. The Wachowski brothers, or I think they're now known as the Wachowskis, maybe. They are also very good directors, but the Coen brothers are still known as the Coen brothers. They made The Big Lebowski and movies like Fargo and I think No Country for Old Men. I haven't watched that in years, but I watched it at uni and absolutely loved it. Dennis Hopper, Kevin Spacey. Empire Awards, 1998. Kate Winslet. So this will be not long after her huge breakout role in Titanic. I think she was known before, but obviously that was probably the biggest movie of her career. The look of the magazine is very 90s. Obviously. Dennis Hopper is everywhere in this edition of this issue of... Earlier I was like, what the hell do you call this? It's an edition. It's an issue. Oh wow, this poster brings back so many memories. I was such a Scream fanboy. The pages of the magazine are much better quality than be making a squeaking sound. But yeah, so apologies. But yeah, I loved this movie so much, and like I said, this poster brings back so many memories. She was Jada Pinkett at this point, look. So I don't know when she married Will Smith, but she's Jada Pinkett at this point. Kevin Williamson. Love him. Obviously Wes Craven as well. But I do love Kevin Williamson. He made Dawson's Creek and I Know You Did Last Summer. This movie, Godzilla, it was like, I think, considered quite a terrible movie back in the day. But as an 11-year-old who went to see it with my babysitter and loved the Jamiroquai song, I loved Godzilla so much. I remember it ended with like some eggs cracking open, obviously hinting at a sequel, but it was never made because I assume it did quite poorly, and I was always adamant that a sequel must be coming because of that scene, and obviously was devastated when it never did. Although I do love the new Godzilla movies. Gwyneth, Ethan Hawke, Robert De Niro. I've just been watching his daughter on Stranger Things season 5, which is really good. Oh, the box office, this is cool. So, the US box office and the UK box office both had Titanic. 449 million in the US. Titanic had earned at this point 45 million in the UK. That was, I think it was groundbreaking at the time, but that was like pocket change for the big ones nowadays. Flubber is number 2 in the UK. The Robin Williams movie. I've got a feeling that do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. I've got a feeling that was from Flubber. Star Trek First Contact. Available in full frame and widescreen. Obviously that's not really a thing anymore because all TVs are widescreen, but remember when TVs were like squares? Well, I say remember. A lot of you probably don't, but it felt really quick that like we all had square boxy TVs, and then all of a sudden within like 2 years they were so old fashioned and we all had the flat screens. Anastasia. Carlin, no thank you. The worst lager in the world in my opinion. Kate Blanchett, she is incredible in my opinion. She's incredible. This was a really popular movie at the time, wasn't it? The Sliding Doors. I've never seen it. You don't see this anymore, do you? Adverts for cigarettes. Marlboro King size. The Big Lebowski, oh right, it came out at this point. Primary colours, that's not really had much of an impact on pop culture, to be fair. I barely know anything about that one. Woody Allen, Kirstie Alley. I feel like passed away. I must have said passed away 4 times in this video. It wasn't meant to be. You know, depressing. But my uncle had passed away 5 times. And my brother-in-law, because my siblings, my brother and sister, are both quite a bit older than me, so they were both like married when I was 10, 11. My sister was married when I was like 2. But anyway, my brother-in-law, because to get me out of the house, it took me and my nephews to see, I think it was this movie, which was really nice. It was one of them times where, well, I think the only time in my entire life, or one of 2 times where I've seen my dad be upset, and obviously that's something you don't really ever want to see. And I don't mean that in a men shouldn't cry way, I mean that in you don't want to see your parents upset, because they're like superheroes to you, so it was nice to be taken to a comedy with my nephews. And a lot of the fashions, we won't really see much fashion in a movie magazine, but a lot of the fashions from this era are probably quite trendy now. Although I don't really like any of these. Deep Impact is the only one of all of those movies that I'm sort of aware of, and I did love this one. VHS. So you'd buy half a season of a TV show. I used to do this. I used to have a lot of these, where you'd get 3 VHS that would have half of a season of a show on, and then you'd buy the other half, and like it'd tend to have half of an image that you'd put together to make the full thing. So this is series 3, box 2. I think I actually had that one. Ernie Hudson, the Ghostbuster, the coolest Ghostbuster. CDs. What a day, what a day. He looks so young there. Jeff Bridges. Rachel Weisz. I thought he'd have been. I know he was in Gladiator, wasn't he? Oliver Stone, and that was either 99 or 2000, so he probably lived for another 2 years, I think. Woody Allen. A big deal in movies, but I think a little controversial these days. $12.99 for these VHS. Oh, that's too much. Oh god, I hope I edit that out. I don't know what happened there. I sucked my teeth. Oh, here we go. Is this Titanic? It cost $200 million and the world waited for it to sink. It is Titanic. There were production problems, delays, scoreless rumours, yet it's made over $1 billion, will win Oscars, and become the most famous film of all time. Caroline Westbrook discovers how Titanic came to rule the world. I'm just going to read the first paragraph actually. On Saturday, February 28th, Titanic leapfrogged Jurassic Park, Independence Day, Star Wars and E.T. the Extraterrestrial to become the biggest film of all time. if you want to make a really popular movie, start the name with A-V. Martin Scorsese. Condon, I've never heard that. Condon, I've never. And I like Martin Scorsese. This is about people defending their guilty pleasures. One being Dirty Dancing, which I've never seen, but I do like that kind of movie, so I don't know why I haven't. Another one, Stone Cold, which I've never heard of. Another one, Transformers. I think that's the 80s cartoon version, which I've never seen. Another one is Blame It on Rio, which I've never heard of. Another one is Labyrinth, which I have seen, and as a young'un, scared the out of me. Teen Agent, I've never heard of. Grease 2, I've heard of it, but obviously, but I've never seen it. I've obviously seen Grease, but never seen Grease 2. And then the last guilty pleasure is Dune, or Dune. The 80s version with Kyle somebody. Him out of Desperate Housewives. Sorry you can't see the mic. I will in future videos try and make it so you can. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. I'm conscious the sounds might not have been great for this one, but like I said, I'm just trying. I'm